to Future State. In this podcast, I'll be talking about technology, law, leadership, and the society. I'm Emmanuel, and in each episode, I will explore the forces shaping the future and what leaders needs to do to navigate them successfully. This is important because there is a crisis going on and we need to resolve it. I want to start with a question. What if the biggest risk to artificial intelligence is not the technology, but the governance around it? And there's a reason why I'm asking this question. Let's step back a bit and look at the developments in AI space. Especially, let's look at the development and of models. Before, we used to have a machine learning model or a linear regression model. A model just predicts a particular time or predicts weather, predict costs. But now it has changed. We now have generative AI. We have AI that can help you write reports, prepare documents, and do a lot of things. But the challenge is that all this technology come up almost every month. We have something new. So there is rapid adoption of ChatGPT and all these generative AIs. And adopting them is not just the challenge, it is also the fact that the AI agent has become increasingly autonomous. The people that developed the model themselves did not even know how strong or how weak they are. What we have now is governments rushing to create regulation around them. And this is because all these software developments are faster than government legislation. Because developers don't take long break like our legislators. And also from the business side, business are deploying AI faster than any governance framework. Because anytime something new comes up, businesses are looking for the best way to maximize profits. And that is why businesses are deploying it in a very fast race. And one thing about the business is that the AI race is not about who build the most powerful model. It's about who can create the best system that will govern its use. Because as a business, when you want to deploy AI, you want to deploy it in a way that will promote your business. If it is not well governed, it can either bring up your business or pull it down. Because AI is like a knife. You can use it to cook and you can also use it to kill. So today, I'm going to be arguing that AI governance is more important than AI itself. Yes, you heard me correctly. My argument today is that AI governance is more important than AI itself. To some of you, this might be controversial, but bear with me because I'm going to explain it. I'll tell you why. So, what do we mean by AI governance? I think that is where we should start from. We should start from what AI governance is. Because when we know what AI governance is, that is when we know if it is actually important than AI itself. So, AI governance is a collection of policies, standard, accountability mechanism, legal framework, everything that ensure that AI systems are used responsibly. So it contains and all the laws, everything. Let me give you an example. Let's compare an AI system to road traffic system. I believe we are all familiar with that. For you to drive, you need to do you need to pass your driving test. After passing your driving tests, you need to what else do you need to do? You need to obey all the traffic laws. Before you put your car on the road, you need insurance. And after you've got your insurance on the road, we have various enforcement. Some road will be 30 mile an hour, others will be 70 mile an hour, and the likes. And if you go above the speed limit, you get a ticket. So that is accountability. And because of that, the road is safe for use. And the same principle applies to AI. For some of you that you live maybe in the UK and the US or in areas where road traffic is very important, you will not appreciate when if you live in an environment where where the road traffic is not well governed. You will understand what I'm talking about. So the same principles apply to AI. AI needs to For AI to be useful, for us to get the best out of it, we must ensure that the right laws are in place, the right framework are in place, and the right bodies are in place to govern it. And one thing about this is that the technology alone cannot solve this. The mistake people make is that they think that software developers can do everything. No. One thing about the reason why the technology cannot do it is that people don't just obey the law. People obey the law because they don't want to witness the consequence of the law. That's why technology cannot solve it. Let's look at the past. Let's look at what has happened in the past. Social media was celebrated before we recognized its societal impacts. A lot of people were on Facebook, on Instagram, but a lot of things happen which is negative to the society. And that's why we see countries now, even some parents now don't want their kids on social media. We now have, is it Edinburgh City Council in Scotland? Now they are making a regulation that kids cannot even go to school with the phone. So after some time, the society recognized the impact of social media, and a lot of people are now putting guardrails in place. And that is one thing about technology. Because it is fast, sometimes it gets used before all the governance catch up. Let's look at data collection. Also, we used to collect almost every type of data until we now have privacy concerns that have been understood. Now, when you are collecting personal data, you now have to you now have to follow. GDPR only came in 2018. So data collection has been in place very long before we now have GDPR that is guarding data collection. So that is to say that all this technology come first before governance follow. And also, if you look at technology generally move faster than the institution that is governing it. And that is what has happened in this case of AI. The main thing that I would like us to take away from this is that technology creates capability and governance determines the consequences. If the capability that technology creates needs to be the right capability so that we don't get the wrong consequences. Because if technology creates positive capability, then the consequence of governance will be development for the community. But if it does it the other way around, then it becomes highly challenging. And that brings us to the next question. Who is responsible if an AI system causes harm? AI system is a technology that comes with consequence. So who is responsible if AI system causes harm? These are questions that we are going to answer in detail in future episodes. You can just note them down. Also, who audits algorithms? We have all these algorithms. Do we have a body that is in charge of auditing them? And another one is I want you to personalize this one. Zoom, personalize it, make it use yourself as an example. What happens when AI makes employment decision? Are you okay for you to apply for a job without for AI to look at your CV and tell you you are not qualified without talking to a human? These are questions that is coming up and they all come with some challenges. So, and because of all these issues, we are now having a lot of emerging AI challenges. But All these challenges can be reduced if we take over all these things I'm going to be talking about. There are four important areas that is very necessary for us to tackle, for us to use AI responsibly. There is accountability. Before using AI, we need to know who is responsible if AI make mistakes. For your driverless car hitting that person, is it the driver or is it the passenger? Well, there is no driver in a driverless car. Is it the owner of that vehicle? Is it the manufacturer of that vehicle? Is it the people that are responsible for the traffic lights that they did not do it? Or is it the person that did not look right, left, or center before crossing? These are questions around accountability. The next thing I would like you to look at is transparency. Should citizens understand how AI decisions are made? Because if an AI is making decision on your job application, or AI is making decision on your mortgage, or AI is making decisions on your credit card application, should you understand why AI has made the decision it's made? And also, another thing that we need to consider is fairness. How do we prevent bias in AI? Another one that is very important is security. Absolute power corrupts absolutely. When there is so much power, there is also the ability for people to misuse power for abuse. So, what are the security in place for AI? Before you can put a security in place for AI, you have to understand AI itself. And because of all these things that we are talking about, that is why AI is not just a technology case, it is a governance case. And that is why leaders cannot delegate it. Leaders have to be active when it comes to AI because many leaders think that AI is a technology issue. No, it's not. AI is not a technology issue. AI is a leadership issue, and that is where governance come into place. And how can it be a technology issue? There should be board responsibility for AI. Every company needs to understand, every company needs to know what kind of AI, they should be the one approving the AI that is used in the organization. For every AI, there should be organizational risk assessments. Every organization should ensure that there is public trust in any form of AI that they are using. And of course, there should be regulatory exposure. And it boils down to one thing. When it comes for regulatory exposure, it's more of ensuring that AI meets all the requirements, all the legal framework in which your business operates in terms of fairness, accountability, and all that. The main point that I'm trying to argue here is that the leaders who will succeed in this era of AI is not necessarily the most technical. They will be the ones that understand governance because they are the ones that will be able to put the right guardrails in place. If you think differently, please put it in the chat, put it in the comments, and let me know how you think. Do you think that leaders in the AI era needs to be AI experts? I want to say that leaders who will succeed in this AI era will not necessarily be the most technical. They will only be the ones that understand governance and that they are willing to go above and beyond to put it in place. Now, I would be telling you three things that leaders should do today to ensure that they are able to maneuver this new world of AI. The first thing, as a leader of any organization, your organization should create an AI inventory. And what do we mean by AI inventory? This is ensuring that you have a process where you know all the, you can answer questions like, where are we already using AI? You know, and when you identify areas where you are using AI, you should ask who approved it and what risk exists. You should be able to answer all those three questions. Once you can answer those three questions, it means you have an AI inventory. And what you should do is you should document it somewhere. And when you document this, it should be an open document so that if any change happen, it can easily be reflected. Another thing that leaders should do, the second one, will be to establish governance before scaling. When you want to use AI, you need to establish governance before you start using it. Don't wait for regulation. Don't wait because regulations come slowly. The EU AI Act only come in 2018. So, and look at since AI has existed. So there will be things that will be happening on a daily basis. For the UK, there is no EU, there is no general AI Act. Each organization are supposed to respond. And it takes time for the organization to respond to all these issues because most of the time organizations tend to respond when there is an issue, when there is a big consequence, and that is when they are forced to do some form of review. So as an organization, you don't want to be at the center of a viral mess. So don't wait for regulation. Within your organization, you need to create policies. You need to ensure that you have accountability structured. And apart from that, you should have review processes so that when something goes wrong, even before things go wrong, it can be every quarter, every month. Just choose a convenient cadence for your organization, and you do that regularly. If you do that, what you are doing is that you are already future proofing the organization and you are establishing a strong AI governance. Another thing, which will be the final one that I think leadership should do, is that you should educate your leadership teams. People genuinely want to do something right, people want to do something good, but people cannot do what they don't know. AI literacy should not be limited to technical staff. All your organization, your board, your executive, everybody needs to have a working understanding of AI because that will affect decision making. If the people making decision about the organization don't know about AI, then how will they take responsible decision regarding AI? So they don't need to know how to develop models. They don't need to be a data scientist. They don't need to be an AI engineer, but they just need to have a basic understanding of what AI is. Throughout history, society have struggled when powerful technologies arrive before effective governance. So this is not the first time this will happen, and it will always happen. This always happen because technology moves faster than governance. So the question is not whether AI will transform the society. AI is already transforming the society. The question we can ask is how can our institution, law, organization, and leaders evolve quickly enough to govern it responsibly? And in case they can't, we need to think about who is going to bear the cost. Thank you for listening to the first episode of the Future State. If you find this discussion valuable, subscribe, share it with a colleague, and also, I would like to invite you to join me next time as we explore another force shaping the future of technology, leadership, law, and society. So, until next time, keep asking not just what society can do for you, but what it should do. Thank you.